Devoured. Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela, and on today's video I am going to be sharing with you all a few of my philodendrons with the most funkiest leaves that I have ever seen. Philodendrons, in my opinion, are such a diverse just family of plants. There are so many different philodendrons, from large to tiny to silver to pink to just plain old variegated or just green. So if you're interested in the philodendrons in my collection with funky leaves that I'm going to be mentioning, then keep on watching. So welcome back everybody. Alright, before we even get into the funky philodendrons in my collections, I just want to let you all know what a philodendron is. It's like, we know philodendron is a certain type of plant, philodendron this, philodendron that, philodendron. But what is a philodendron? I pulled up trusty old wiki and I quote, "Philodendron is a large genus of flowering plants in the family Archaea, Archaea. As of September 2015, the World Checklist of Selected Plant Families accepted 489 species. Other sources accept different numbers. Regardless of the numbers of species, the genus is the second largest member of the family Archaea of genus Anthurium. Taxonomically, the genus Philodendron is still poorly known, with many undescribed species. Many are grown as ornamental and indoor plants. The plant derives from the Greek words philo, or love, affection, and dendron, or tree. The generic name Philodendron is often used as the English name Philodendron." And yeah, pretty much a philodendron is a member of the I am so sorry for the mispronunciation. I should just learn how to pronounce it right.
Araceae or Araceae.
Araceae or Araceae.
Araceae.
Thank you so much, YouTube. So Araceae or Araceae is basically the family that philodendrons are under. So now that you know what a philodendron is, I am going to now share with you a few of them in my collection with funky leaves, with funky foliage. I think the foliage is the #1 aspect of philodendrons that I love. There are so many philodendrons that you're literally looking at a couple of them right now. The first, but surely not the most, not the best, not the least, it doesn't matter, this is in no particular order, philodendron I'm going to be showing you all with funky leaves is my Philodendron Hastatum, aka Philodendron Silver Sword. This plant, I actually purchased it honestly an entire year ago. I might have to do a 1-year update, plant update for this plant. I think I bought it basically either 11 months ago or like 10 to 12 months ago. But the Philodendron Hastatum, aka Silver Sword, is just beautiful. It has just these shiny silvery foliage, and the more mature they get, the larger the foliage of course will get, and the more defined the leaves will become, and it also kind of lobes out a bit too. I'm going to try to find a photo of each plant in its mature state to just show you just how whimsical, how plantamorphic these plants are. Okay, so yes, like I mentioned, the first plant that has just this beautiful foliage is the Philodendron Hastatum, aka Philodendron Silver Sword. The next philodendron in my collection with such funky leaves definitely has to be this beauty. This is my Philodendron Podadam. As you can see, this one grows really funky. It has no rhyme or reason for the way that it is. It just lives and I let it live. I don't give it a trellis. I think this definitely would be much happier if given a trellis, but for the time being. It is sharing a little pole with Hoya. I think it's like my Hoya Elagorium. It's sharing a little stick with that one, and that has, you know, it's satisfied with that, so I'm not bothering it too much. But even though the leaves in this one are pretty small, because it would probably prefer a trellis, these are vining plants. It's defining, you know, the leaves are actually being more defined. It's looking more mature versus, I can't even show you younger leaves because they're all just so stunning. Yeah, for example, you see how basic this one is, right? It's like one lobe on the right, lobe on the left, but the older one, the newer one, my bad, has like here, little split here versus just that. You see? There we go. Love it. I love these funky leaves. Again, this is my Philodendron Podadam. I believe I picked this plant up in 2018 or 2019. I don't remember exactly when, but it was unrooted and it rooted, and it's really a drought resistant plant. I love this philodendron so much. The next philodendron with funky leaves that I actually think is so pretty is my Philodendron Mayo. This one in particular does not get as much sun as it would prefer. It's kind of like hidden in the cut of this plant stand that it resides on. So again, it doesn't get as strong sunlight light that it would want. The more mature foliage looks like this, right? Like little paw, but the immature, not getting as much sunlight, looks like this. So Philodendron Mayo nevertheless has such beautiful funky leaves. The potential of the funkiness is here. You can see it. Only if this plant can get a more ideal lighting, maybe even watering, because I kind of play around with the watering of this plant too, then this would definitely just look more mature, be more larger, definitely be bigger. But you know, I'm okay with this plant staying small for now, because let's be honest, with over like 100 plants, almost 200 plants that I have, I'm okay with not having full-size plants of every single plant in my collection, because I don't have the space really for them anymore now that my collection is so large. And also, plants are happy, they grow, they eventually have to be repotted into bigger pots. So I'm not rushing these babies to get bigger because I don't have the space yet. Very soon though, we will have a bigger space for these babies. So yeah, like I mentioned, Philodendron Mayo is the third one with funky foliage that I absolutely love in my collection. So the last philodendron I'm going to be talking about is this beautiful trait of mine, and it is my Philodendron Penifolium. I love this plant so much. It has these two little lobed ears, and it just becomes a little bit more lance leaf like. I think philodendrons are so beautiful. They are so diverse. Like I mentioned earlier, you can have a silver philodendron like this, like the Philodendron Silver Sword, or you can have these beautiful just lobes like the Philodendron Penifolium. You can have the little bare paws like the Philodendron Mayo. I did acquire this again via, it was like an Elfster trade, and I've chopped and I've propped, and I'm trying to fill out this plant now. I've had it since I believe 2020 or 2019, something like that, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. I hang it up. They don't bother me. They are really tough, hardy plants. Philodendrons just, they take a lot of the bullshit that we as plant parents put them through, but also they do put us through a lot of bullshit, in my opinion. Plants stress me the heck out, okay? But yes, my salty pecans, that is all I have to mention in this video. These are all the philodendrons that I believe have funky foliage in my collection, but I'm not saying those are the only ones, because I can mention like the beautiful what is this, the Micans with the beautiful velvet. I can also mention the Brandy with the silvering like lightning strikes. There's so many different philodendron. I can mention a few more in another video. Those are everybody that I'm gonna round up in this video. So my salty pecans, if you have philodendrons, let me know down below which one in your collections have funky leaves. If I did not mention any ones that you actually have in your collection, let me know what should I keep my eye out on, because of course who wouldn't want to have funkier foliage in their collection, right? It's funky, it's getting funky, it's getting funky. Anyways, thank you so much my salty pecans for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little cookie family because we're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's get growing. Bye.